Hello, my name is Amna Al Kuwari, a student at Northwestern University in Qatar, and in this presentation, I will take you throughout my journey in the media and politics minor. In this minor, I have explored how media is more than just a source of information, and following my main theme, which is that media is a strategic tool that shapes political narratives, influences governance, and molds public opinion. And I also explored the powerful ways in which media intersects with politics, law, and culture. Imagine waking up to a trending hashtag that shapes global opinions overnight. Who created it? Who amplified it? And most importantly, who benefits from it? From digital authoritarianism to legal frameworks and national identity, my coursework has demonstrated that the media is a battleground where narratives are contested and controlled. Today, I will highlight the key themes and insights that have deepened my understanding of the media's role in political influence. As I just finished the introduction, today, I will talk about four main themes, which is media as a political weapon, legal and ethical dilemmas in media control, media's role in national identity and soft power, media's impact on gender and diversity in narratives, and I will also discuss the Gulf crisis as a real-life application case study and conclude with how this minor have shaped my critical thinking, research skills, and career aspiration, and give you a conclusion about the presentation. Starting with my first point, which is media as a tool of political control. One of the most striking revelations from my coursework is how governments manipulate digital platforms to control narratives. In Digital Authoritarianism, we explored the article Saudi's Image Maker, which exposed how Saudi Arabia trained a Twitter employee to spy on dissents, including journalist Jamal Khashoggi. This case illustrated how regimes infiltrate social media to silence opposition while projecting a progressive global image. Similarly, a storm of tweets exposed how Gulf states weaponized Twitter during the Qatar blockade, using bots and fake accounts to amplify political narratives. These examples confirm Jones' argument that digital authoritarianism personalizes control over information, limiting dissent and enforcing a preferred version of reality. And I can say that these examples reveal that the media is not neutral, it's an extension of state power used to construct and manipulate political realities. Going to my second point, which is the legal and ethical dimensions of media influence. My studies also explored how legal frameworks shape the media's political impact. In media law and ethics, I learned that the U.S. Third Amendment grants broad press freedoms, allowing for a spectrum of partisan media, from Vox to Fox News. In contrast, authoritarian states impose strict media laws to suppress opposition. In my sports and entertainment law course, it provided another example, which is Saudi Arabia's signing of Cristiano Ronaldo was a strategic move to enhance its image and distract from rights abuses through sports washing, shifting focus from issues like free speech suppression, women's rights violations, and migrant worker exploitation. These insights reinforce that media is not just a passive platform but an active participant in shaping political narratives within legal and ethical constraints. Going to my third point, which is media's role in national identity and soft power. Beyond control and censorship, media is also used to project national influence. In Qatar Energy Security and Strategic Planning, we studied how governments use media to shape economic and political perceptions. For example, during fuel price hikes in India, Sudha Maligam's case study in the Handbook of Global Energy Policy revealed how carefully managed media debates swayed public sentiment. Similarly, Qatar strategically used Al Jazeera during the Gulf crisis to counter GCC narratives, reinforcing Daniel Byman's arguments in the social media war in the Middle East. Media is a media is a when him saying media is a crucial tool for state diplomacy, shaping both domestic and international perceptions of power. This concept extends beyond traditional media. Social media influencers, automated accounts, and propaganda campaigns all play a role in constructing a nation's image, especially in the Middle East. Going to my fourth point, which is media's impact on gender and diversity in narratives. My coursework also highlighted how the media constructs gender identities. In the politics of diversity in Europe and the United States, we examined Porshita Kapoor's experience in The Good Immigrants, where media stereotypes and Middle Eastern immigrants influenced his fears and self perception. The course Women and Gender in the Middle East further revealed how the media can challenge or reinforce gender norms. For instance, Western outlets like BBC often cite the Quran when discussing Muslim women rights, whereas Arab media like Khaliji Times consult religious scholars and court rulings. This divergence underscores how the media can either empower or restrict women's voices based on its framing. Moving on to my case study, which is the 2017 Gulf crisis. But before that, let's watch a short video that covers the main points of the 2017 crisis and how Twitter bots, fake news, and propaganda were used to shape narratives, influence public opinion, and escalate tensions during the Qatar crisis.
The June 2017 announcement by Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Egypt that they were all severing ties with Qatar was the climax of a longer campaign that used the internet as a new weapon. The four countries accused Qatar of aiding terrorism and being too close to Iran, their regional rival. And to make their claims stick, they made TV airwaves and the internet the battlefield. The opening shots were fired by an army of bots on Twitter. Now, bots are software that can be programmed to interact with other Twitter accounts on their own to spread whatever message you program them to. You just tell them what to do. You can even build or buy an army of bots, hundreds or thousands of them, to flood Twitter with your ideas, boosting a conversation or hashtag until it takes off on its own, to even make them trend in your city or country.
So, moving on, as I mentioned, a real world application of these themes was the 2017 Gulf crisis, where digital media became a battleground for political messaging. In a storm of tweets, we studied how Saud al Qahtani weaponized Twitter, creating blacklists and disinformation campaigns against Qatar. Meanwhile, Qatar leveraged Al Jazeera to shape international narratives. This case reinforced Biden's argument that social media allows governments to control public perception cheaply and effectively. Also, this case study solidified my understanding that politics is no longer confined to government buildings. It plays out in tweets, headlines, and viral videos. The crisis also mirrored European media strategies such as France 2011 niqab ban, where political acceptance shaped media portrayals of Muslim women. Now, I'm going to talk about my personal reflection and future implications. Reflecting on my journey through the media and politics minor, I believe that it has profoundly shaped my understanding of the media's role in politics. I have developed a critical lens to analyze media bias, strategic messaging, and ethical implication. Studying the Gulf crisis refined my ability to assess how governments use media to assert dominance, and my legal coursework strengthened my grasp of media regulation. As Abu Lagad argued in Do Muslim Women Really Need Saving? Media narratives shape our worldwide in profound ways. It is our responsibility to question them, challenge them, and contribute to a more informed ethical media landscape. Moving forward, I aim to use this insight in my professional and academic pursuits, where in communications, political analysis, policy development, or advocacy for ethical media practices. Ultimately, this journey has reinforced my belief that responsible media conception and production are essential for shaping informed public discourse and fostering democratic engagement. Additionally, my experience in this manner has sparked a strong interest in graduate studies in international law, diplomacy, and foreign affairs, particularly in media governance, political communication, and the legal framework that shaped global politics. I am eager to further explore how media intersects with international law and diplomacy, influencing governance, human rights, and geopolitical narratives on the world stage. And to conclude this presentation, media is not just a mirror reflecting reality, it is a tool that constructs it. As consumers and future media professionals, we must ask ourselves, how can we navigate a world where political narratives are strategically shaped by those in powerful? Well, I think that by understanding media's role in governance, policymaking, and social change, we can become more informed, responsible, and critical participants in today's media's landscape. Thank you for listening, and I welcome any thoughts or discussion on this topic.